Our show. Well, Bill's back. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing well. How are you, David?
Well, second
Try,
time in a
trying to
row,
stay
man.
cool. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, well, we're the second week in a row. Had our show, and man, our power went off already about like 25 minutes ago. But PA is getting some storms, but we need it. The river by us, it's just so low. You can almost walk across now.
Yeah, it's crazy. The hot temperature right now across the country, and it doesn't matter where you're at. Somebody said today, like St. Louis, was it St. Louis was going to be like the heat index was like 120.
Oh,
So,
see, we'll have people within the next couple of weeks. We'll have like 2 or 3 die every summer because when the river gets low, they think they can walk across it. They don't realize that it can drop. It can drop right down, and they don't wear safety anything. And you pick them up 15 miles down the road from us, and I'm always like, here we go. The motorcycle, it's always 3 and 3, but that's just the way it is living back in the country. I see there's comments up there. It must have been from 4
days ago. Maybe that was a different show you had.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was or something like that. Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to start out tonight, Bill. We had a great show the last time. It really went well.
No, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I had some people ask some questions, and I wanted to go over them with you and then hit some things on resumes and everything. But one of them, the guy said, when you're making interview mistakes, when you're interviewing somebody and you seeing them making mistakes and you're going to send them to your customer, your client, do you coach them? Does Frontline Source, will they coach you if you need help on something during an interview prior to going to a client? I know it's a tough one.
I mean, it depends. Like when we talk about coaching, and you talk about what are you got to put it in the parameter of what we're talking about. So coaching them on how to do their job, no. I mean, we're not going to send them, right? So that's the first thing. Coaching on, hey, for example, this is the environment you're going into. Everybody, let's get crazy. Everybody wears a suit and tie.
Right.
Don't show up in a t-shirt. Or you could coach them on something like, hey, what's the past environments you were working? What was the attire? Or they're very sensitive about animals.
Right.
I think we had a client one time where we didn't even know, but the owner had brought his 2 dogs to the office every day. Well, you never knew because the dogs were in his office, they weren't around, but they were going to be walking around the business. So that would be something maybe you would. I think it just depends on the situation and what you're going to say. But coaching someone how to answer questions, I mean.
I get it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's like trying to. I mean, ethically, I would think it'd be wrong because you'd be hedging your bet to try to tell them how to answer things, and then they're going to fail. So
I can see maybe like being upbeat if they're just low keyed, or maybe something like saying, "Hey," but I didn't think of that question that way, and you're right because you wouldn't want to coach them how to say it because if they can't say it there, why would you send them?
Exactly. But I can see where you would coach them to understand that, did you do your research on the company, the history, what's going on, or the insight? Hey, let me tell you about the people we've worked on them for a long time. We placed this person. Let me tell you about them. That I would consider that coaching because you're giving them. That's definitely giving them inside information, but I can't coach them on how to do their job. They shouldn't have been sent if they can't do their job.
Yeah, and that makes total sense when you say it like that. Yeah. When the person asks that, I'm like, well, I mean, I've done like resumes. I've said, listen, I can't send this resume. It's horrible. That's a good example, right?
Yeah. Because coaching to help someone to make them better for down the road. Absolutely. Encouraging them. Hey, I don't think here's a good example. I don't think you need to put that you have the skill set to use Internet Explorer on your resume.
Right. I see that all the time. I see that sometimes.
Right. Like Microsoft why?
Microsoft Word too. And
so there's 2 of them that we always joke about. That's one. Although I will say, putting your office suite or something like that's understandable. People sometimes don't use that because they use Google Sheets maybe or something. The other one that we always find funny when we're looking at resumes or we're reviewing people is when they always put references available upon request. Right. And I always find that funny because it's like, why put that there? Of course you're going to do a reference. You're not going to say no. So why even put it? That's just wasting space. So that people do recognize that as saying, why are they putting fluff? I don't need fluff.
Right.
And today, if we're trying to get through between the AI agents, which I got some good stories on what's happened to us this week with some AI agents, but
Right.
if you want to get through that, you want to get through the systems, don't put the fluff.
Well,
Get
that's
to
what
the meat of the action.
the one gentleman wanted me to ask. He said, "Well, what about the hobbies?" And I was like, "I personally, I don't like to put my hobbies down because I DJ. Okay, so if I'm
Yeah,
going to a job, the first thing some people will say, well, oh, he can't work weekends. No, I can work weekends.
that's really good.
Yeah, because I can work weekends. It's just that I plan around them, and if not, but I don't want to put that out there because I feel that some people might look at it that way and say, "Oh no," or it's the same thing if somebody has children. "Oh, I got 5 kids, 3 kids," and like we've talked about that before.
Yeah,
So I think the hobbies. I told them not years ago. It was hobbies, and maybe if it's something I would say geared to your work, like something may physical, or if you're I don't know. I mean, there's all different things like medical, and maybe there's different things that you do as a hobby, but I don't. I wouldn't
I
put on
wouldn't.
there that you're
I
fire
wouldn't put
hobby.
I wouldn't
No.
put hobby. I wouldn't put hobby in there. And you brought up something too. You're talking about the like the kids and family.
Right.
We actually had a client this week who turned down an interview with a candidate. They had to cancel their child got sick. They had to go pick the child up from school. Look, I understand. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's. I
No.
didn't ask him to get us a note. It could be total BS. But our client literally said, "We're going to cancel. We're not interested because that's going to be an excuse that comes up all the time."
I don't think
And
there's a
and I
way to
thought,
go around that, is it? I mean,
I don't
things
know. I
happen. Things,
mean,
like you said, things happen. But right at the time of the interview, you're like, I guess I'm always, whenever I interviewed, I was just made sure it was there. I would, you got to be ready for anything. You're running late. If you're 45, I tell people, if you're an hour away and you're going on that one highway on the turnpike, you need to leave an hour and a half. There's
yeah.
don't give that excuse because our person, their GM, if you're late 5 minutes, don't turn up, don't come
But
in.
and I used to feel the same way, and I've changed over the years
Have you?
because, yeah, and I think it's supply and demand. And I know this is going to sound harsh,
Right.
but we're in a supply and demand situation right now. We don't have enough supply of top great talent for demand. And so if you're an employer and you are scrutinizing to that point like we used to do 20 years ago, the problem that you're having of filling these positions and having allowing talent to come in to grow your company is because you're still recruiting and doing things the way we used to do it. And I don't know that you can do that anymore. And we may have just lost David, everybody. I think we just lost David, who may have had a power outage, and we've just lost David. So I hate to do the Bill show. David has definitely lost internet connection. Everybody, I can tell you that I have no connection on the other side. So because of his storms, I can see if he's able to get back on. Well, I want to make an executive decision here. David, I believe, has lost power. I'm not getting any emails or text anything from him, and so I know he had bad storms, and so we will unfortunately cut it short here, and we'll see if we can see you guys next week. In the meantime, we'll just hope that Dave gets back online, power comes back on, and check us out online. We're keep posting everything. The Ring of Hire show is going to be streaming Spotify and Apple very soon, so start looking for that. And we've already got it pushed out now to YouTube and a lot of other places. But send your message to Dave. We'll wish him the best, and hopefully they're safe. Hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you in a couple weeks, everybody. Thanks.
go. There we go. Here we go. Okay. We are back. Waiting for Bill to come back on the show here. We had a lot of power go out, but I think we're going to be good. Let me just message Bill and say we're back. So let me get on there. Oh, here we go. Going to tell him it's on. It's always something with a show, but right here in Pennsylvania here, we're getting a lot of storms right now. So I think we'll be okay now. I just told him to sign back on, and then we'll start back on the show here. Just waiting for him to come back. Let's see. It's great. Email and say, hey, the power's back on, so we should be good to go. So let's see when he comes back up on here. It should come on. Or make a liar of me. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do this. And